The heat in the house wouldn't turn down. Miles twisted the metal wheel on the vent until his fingers hurt. Nothing changed. The air stayed thick and unmoving, like the house had decided on a temperature and dared anyone to argue with it. He lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling, sweat gathering at the base of his neck. The nighttime product was already on. He hated that he could feel it without trying. Not heavy, not painful, just there. A constant presence that made every shift of his body feel deliberate, monitored. He told himself it was temporary, nighttime only, just to be safe. Still, he hated it. He lay there thinking about the medication, the fog, the way his thoughts felt padded now, like someone had wrapped them in soft material and tied them off. The way Esther said it's okay, like it ended conversations instead of starting them. There had to be something in the files. The thought arrived quietly and refused to leave. Miles waited until the house settled into its nighttime rhythm. Not silence, never silence, but a kind of institutional stillness. Everyone accounted for. Everyone where they were supposed to be. He slid out of bed. The moment he stood, he felt it again. The way it moved with him. The way it reminded him, with every step, that nighttime was different now. He folded his arms instinctively, even though there was no one to see him. The hallway was dark and cooler than his room. He moved slowly, barefoot, already knowing where the floor creaked. He'd memorized it without meaning to. The stairs felt longer than usual. Halfway down, one board groaned and he froze, heart pounding, suddenly aware of everything. His breathing, the railing under his hand, the way the product shifted when he leaned forward. Nothing happened. He reached the bottom and slipped into the office, shutting the door behind him. The filing cabinets loomed in the flashlight beam. Beige, official, patient. He went straight to them, fingers trembling, and found his name. The file felt heavier than it should have. He spread it open on the desk. Charts, notes, boxes checked and unchecked. Words like adjustment and compliance appeared more than once. He scanned quickly, adrenaline making his hands shake. Then he saw the medication list. One item was circled. His heart jumped. He leaned closer, the flashlight wobbling in his hand, shifting his weight. And that's when it happened. Not sudden, not dramatic, just the quiet, unmistakable sensation of losing control again. His body made the decision without asking him. "No," he whispered. Shame hit him hard and fast. He stood there in the dark office, file open, flashlight shaking, suddenly painfully aware of the product doing exactly what it was designed to do. "Miles!" He spun around. Esther stood in the doorway. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Her eyes flicked down briefly, professional, quick, then back up. "Oh," she said softly. He waited for anger, for questions, for consequences. Instead, she sighed. "Do you need a change?" she asked gently. "Do you need your—" She stopped herself. "Your medical supply brief," she corrected. He nodded, face burning. She guided him back upstairs without touching him, giving him space, like this was routine. Which, he realized with a small drop in his stomach, it probably was. In the bathroom, she handed him what he needed and waited outside the door, her voice calm and instructional. He avoided looking at himself too closely. He didn't want to see what he already felt. When he came out, she nodded. "Okay, let's get you back to bed." Sleep came in pieces. Morning arrived with a dull ache behind his eyes. At breakfast, he felt normal again, or as close to normal as he got these days. No product, just clothes, just a body that felt like his own. The relief was sharp enough to notice. Esther mentioned they were going to the museum. Miles barely reacted. She handed him his pills, one more than usual. "We're adjusting your dose," she said casually. "It should help." Help. On the minibus, he sat between Tyler and Jesse. Tyler fidgeted constantly, whispering that he needed the bathroom again. Jesse stared out the window, murmuring to himself. At the museum, Jesse stopped in front of a woolly mammoth and began talking to it in a low, reverent voice. Miles noticed Esther's jaw tighten. She pulled out her phone and pressed something without looking. Jesse stopped talking. They moved on. The exhibits blurred together. Tyler needing reassurance. Jesse drifting in and out of conversations that didn't exist. Miles walking freely, almost relieved by the normal weight of his clothes. In the planetarium, the lights dimmed and soft music filled the room. Stars bloomed across the dome. Miles felt unbearably tired. His eyes slid closed before he could stop them. When he woke, he knew. The feeling was unmistakable. Confusion came first. Then shame. Then the sinking realization that this had happened without the nighttime safeguard. Esther was already beside him. "It's okay," she whispered. "I brought a change." He stared at her. "Why would you?" "Just in case," she said gently. They went to the bathroom. He changed into clean clothes, cheeks burning, avoiding his reflection. On the ride home, they stopped for food. Burgers and fries, bright plastic trays, Happy Meal toys scattered across the table. Miles found himself staring at them longer than he meant to. He didn't know why. Back at the house, everyone drifted to their rooms. Esther stopped him. "What happened today is okay," she said carefully. "But we want to prevent it from happening again." He swallowed. "So what do I have to do?" She opened a drawer and pulled out something that looked like ordinary underwear. "These are for daytime outings," she said. "They're lighter, less noticeable." He frowned. "I'm not wearing a diaper outside." She shook her head immediately. "You're not, and they're not diapers. They're protective garments." He nodded, exhausted. That night, when he put the nighttime product back on, he felt the difference immediately. He hated that he could tell. He dreamed of the city, his old apartment, his old routines, his old sense of control. He woke wishing he hadn't. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Mommy Sarah's Story Time. If you enjoyed the stories, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Remember, my channel is not monetized, and I write most of the content myself. On occasions when I don't, it's sourced through emails from trusted contacts. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you're able to, consider making a donation to support our channel. Your support means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more stories with you.